And what's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Talkin' NASCAR podcast. This is Talkin' NASCAR podcast episode number 99. Only one more till episode 100. And let it be known, we do have something planned for it. Finally. Finally. But that's next episode. Let's talk about this episode now. Las Vegas is in the books. We're going to talk about everything that happened there for the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. I have a new drink to try here on this episode of the podcast as well, so we're going to try that. And then some silly season news. A good amount of it came out this week, which was interesting. And then, of course, at the end, we will preview Homestead, the next race in the playoffs. So that's awesome. But before we do any of that, let me try this drink. So I got two new drinks, actually. One I'm going to try this episode, and one I'm going to try next episode. Found them both at Kroger. I wasn't even going to Kroger to get them, but I found them, and I decided, let's get them. So the first one we're trying today is Shirley Temple 7-Up. Now, I've loved Shirley Temples. I don't know about you, Hitmaster. I love Shirley Temples. They're really good.
I've never tried Shirley Temples. So
never tried a Shirley Temple?
No, honestly, people are probably hating on me now, but I never tried it.
They're really good. You should try one. But it's gonna be interesting to see how it is in can form with 7-Up. So I'm pretty excited about that. So let's give it a try.
Crisp.
Smells good. Smells just like a 7-Up. As it should, I guess, because it's 7-Up.
Right.
I don't know what the it's too early for this shit. Anyway, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Well, he's going for a second, so that means it tastes good.
It does taste good. Not a very strong, like, cherry taste, but it's there. It tastes just like a Shirley Temple, so it's good. Yeah, not anything crazy. More just like cherry 7-Up, but it's good. I give it an 8. I give it an 8 out of 10. So now I can drink this throughout the rest of the episode as we continue.
I wonder if I have it near my local store.
Probably do. It's probably also widespread at this point.
Well, actually, I should buy a Shirley Temple, and then after that, maybe I should get it.
Yeah, I mean, I think having it at the restaurant is a little more authentic. You're going to get a stronger taste, which is good. Anyway, now we can talk about NASCAR stuff. Las Vegas, first for the Xfinity race. It was a pretty exciting Xfinity race. It was pretty exciting both races entirely. I didn't get to do a whole lot of watching either of the races, but I watched some. Just some. I got to watch a little bit of the Xfinity race. None of the Cup race, actually. Because I was in Minneapolis.
Yeah, we know why.
I was in Minneapolis, baby. And, yeah, there will be a video coming out about that a little whiles down the line. Actually, multiple videos.
We'll give you a hint on who won that game.
That's right, baby. So the
and Minnesota fans, go to hell.
True. For Las Vegas, JJ Garry, who's still racing in NASCAR, which I did not know until I watched the highlights. He had some early troubles that took him out of the Xfinity race. Tyler Lupton also had some tire problems. There was a lot of tire problems. Las Vegas the abrasive surface is seeming to creep onto Las Vegas and started to take out some tires. It also wasn't kind to Shane Van Gisbergen, who had a mechanical failure early on in the race, took him out of contention. And then everything other than that, the first couple stages weren't too bad. But Taylor Gray went around literally at the restart to start stage 3. Somehow no other drivers were collected in the mess, which is just crazy because he was near the front and spun directly in front of the field. So good driving on those other drivers getting around that mess. Kyle Sieg also went around. Sammy Smith had a problem in this race too. No, not Sammy Smith. Chandler Smith had a problem stopping on the backstretch, which set up a really late restart and a late duel between AJ Allmendinger and Ryan Sieg for the win. And just as to our luck as honorary Ryan Sieg fans, he lost. He lost again in another close battle with AJ Allmendinger, who held him off to win the race. AJ Allmendinger, not known as a good oval racer, but he was able to get the win here in pretty convincing fashion. Well, not really convincing fashion, but put on a good run nonetheless. And so AJ Allmendinger is the first to punch his tickets to the Xfinity Series Championship 4. He will be at Phoenix fighting for the championship. That is guaranteed. And it's Ryan Sieg, another close loss. Damn. That was the Xfinity Series.
Don't worry, Ryan Sieg, you'll get it one of these days.
You'll get it eventually.
If you just keep putting up good stuff like you've been doing, you'll get it.
Yeah. As for the Cup race, there were some more big wrecks. Austin Dillon took a really hard crash in the first stage. Doesn't seem like he had any lingering injuries as a result, which is good. But his car got destroyed. Same with my fantasy pick, Tyler Reddick, who flipped. What the fuck? We have seen flips at Michigan, and we've seen flips at Las Vegas this year. What the fuck?
Watch, we're going to see a flip at Phoenix.
What the fuck? Reddick flipped over.
It's going to be a championship driver.
And a huge
calling
wreck.
it.
Chase Elliott was collected. Ryan Blaney was collected. Brad Keselowski was collected as well, among all of those other involved. So that was a huge wreck. I could not believe my eyes when I saw that flip. I mean, like, what the fuck, guys? What is up with all the flips this year? Third stage was a little calmer. Ty Gibbs went around early in the stage and spun out. But other than that, it was caution-free. And came down to fuel mileage. We're in Las Vegas. So Paul Wolfe and the Joey Logano team took a gamble. And for the second time this year, it paid off. So he was able to save at the pump and stretch his fuel load to win at Las Vegas, a track that has become very, very familiar with him for winning. But Logano, after being eliminated and then from the playoffs entirely, and then getting in off of a disqualification, now is in the championship 4 and will fight for the championship again. Will be fighting for his third title. The Logano getting to the championship 4 in an even year continues, as he will be fighting for the title with his second win of the season. He has not put up the stats to win a championship this season. Let's just put that out there right now.
If he wins the championship this year, then NASCAR's really just favoring Penske drivers. Any single chance they frickin' get. And I'm sick of it.
He has been asked this season outside of his Nashville win, which was also a fuel mileage race. And
even then, he got lucky.
He got really lucky with some great fuel strategy by Paul Wolfe, who is the real champion in all of this. So
I don't hate Paul Wolfe. I really don't.
No, I like him as a crew chief. Just sucks he has to be with Logano.
I mean, when he was crew chiefing Brad Keselowski and then Jeff Gordon and Brad Keselowski had that fight, I mean, I hated him a little bit, but I hated the driver mostly than the freaking crew chief.
All right, well, so that was Las Vegas. It was a pretty good racing weekend all throughout. We saw some big wrecks, good battles, and 2 drivers locked their ways into the championship 4. So the standings coming out of Las Vegas, the trucks were off, so we're not going to recap them. For the Xfinity Series, in 8th, Sammy Smith. He's in pretty much must-win territory now, minus 53 after a really bad race. Sam Mayer, minus 23. Jesse Love, minus 13. Austin Hill, minus 8. Chandler Smith, plus 8. Cole Custer, plus 16. Justin Allgaier, plus 32. And, of course, AJ Allmendinger locked into the championship four with his win. Sits at the top. So that is the Xfinity Series. And the Cup Series, how it looks. Of course, Joey Logano is also locked in with his win. Chase Elliott, after a really bad race, sits minus 53. Ryan Blaney, also another bad race for him, minus 47. Tyler Reddick, the flip, minus 30. Denny Hamlin, minus 27. And then William Byron, plus 27. Kyle Larson, plus 35. And Christopher Bell, plus 42. So, pretty big points difference there for the Cup Series. 3 drivers all but in must-win situations already after just one race in the round. That is pretty crazy. It's going to be interesting to see how that translates over to Homestead. So, but anyways, that was it for Las Vegas. Put that in the books. Unless you had any lasting thoughts, Hitmaster.
The picks that I don't even know where my freaking cup went. Oh, there it is, right behind my freaking TV. Of course, Tyler's pick lost, so I win Las Vegas. Just letting you guys know. The one time he picks Chase Elliott. The one time he picks Chase Elliott.
It's a curse. It's my fault. Sorry, guys. It's my fault. All right. So let's see. I got some other silly season news on the docket here. First up, Travis Mack has been released as the crew chief from the 16 Cup car, not the Xfinity car, the Cup ride. He is out. He is done. He is gone. Darian Grubb will fill in. Remember him? He was a pretty good crew chief back in the day. So we'll see how he does in that car. I mean, obviously they're not in championship contention, but maybe can make something happen. Taylor Gray is going to be going full-time in the Xfinity Series with the 54 car next year. So that is very interesting. So he's moving over to the Joe Gibbs ride. Also in the Xfinity Series, William Soslich. Excuse me if I pronounced that name wrong. He's going to Gibbs in the 18 car for the Xfinity Series next year. So really lots of big shakeups going on in the Gibbs Xfinity camp. For the Truck Series, Frankie Muniz is going full-time in 2025. So that is very interesting there. Should be interesting to watch him on the track next season. That was all the driver announcements. A couple other things. We got to talk about Dale Jr. going back to the Budweiser number 8. I got to talk about this because it's pretty fucking cool. They got the paint scheme to a T. It's going to be for the regional series. It's not going to be in any of the top 3 NASCAR series. It's going to be more of a regional, local type thing going on there. But it's still really, really cool. Let me see if I can find the paints. Let me see if I can find the car. It's really good.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know what that means as far as... I don't know what that means as far as the shit going on with Teresa Earnhardt. Maybe that's over? I don't know.
Well, I guess Teresa gave the rights to the 8 to Dale Jr. and Junior Motorsports. So now if they want to do a retro race, then the 8 car can use the retro 8. Or next year, instead of using that stupid 8 font, they can use the Dale Jr. 8 font.
That would be cool. Look at that. Just look at that. Just look at that shit. Oh, it's over. Fuck. I'll find a different picture.
It's over. Fuck.
Was a video.
Just teased us.
Where is it? Where the fuck is the fucking car? There it is.
You teased us today.
There it is. Look at that. That's fucking sweet. I got it to a T. I love it. I love it. I think it's going to be really nice to see that out on the track again. And yeah, like Garry said, I hope we can maybe see a throwback paint scheme to that coming out in the future. So that would be really, really nice. I would probably want to buy that diecast because it would be awesome to have.
I think I have his 3 late model somewhere, but I don't know where. Then I think I have his Wrangler 3 that he drove in the Xfinity Series at Daytona. But
I have that one somewhere. I don't remember where. Somewhere.
I know I do too.
Anyway, so that's that. And the only other piece of news that I had, and it's a pretty big one, NASCAR has granted that Bobby Allison's 1971 Bowman Gray win is now once again an official win. Most of you probably don't know what we're talking about. Anyway, so back in 1971, there was a race, actually the Cup Series used to go to Bowman Gray a lot, which is kind of cool that they're coming back next year. But back in the day, in the 70s or whatever, in the 60s, before there was a ton of regulations about the cars and stuff, the Cup Series had their own like specific stuff, and then like the lower series, which was then called, I think the lower series, I don't remember exactly what it was called, but they had their own specific sets of regulations. They were lower horsepower and everything like that. But Bobby Allison, for this race at Bowman Gray, remember it's a quarter-mile track, he decided that he was going to run one of the lower division cars at this race because it was lower horsepower and it could go better in the turns. And he won the race in very, very dominating fashion. But because he used the wrong car, NASCAR called it an unofficial win. He didn't win. It's not counted. It was never counted on his official win total. Ever. In fact, nobody was deemed the winner of that race. It was a very controversial thing for a long time. Mostly because after Allison retired and also one of his arch rivals, Darrell Waltrip, retired, they finished tied with total wins at 84. But with Bobby Allison now getting this true 85th win, goes above Darrell Waltrip, and also is now sole placement of 5th on the all-time win list. So it's very, very, very good that they finally did this. Because again, I mean, that's like, that would be kind of frowned upon, and whatnot to use the different car. But I don't know. I mean, it was in the 70s. It was 1971. What the fuck? Like, there wasn't gonna... What are you gonna do now? Go back in time and fix it? No, you're not gonna do that. So yes. I think really, really good. So Bobby Allison seems very happy that they were able to do that, and seems very thankful because he said it can die in peace, is what he said. So really, really good stuff there. Just overall pretty wholesome. So Bobby Allison now officially has 85 Cup Series wins, and he's 5th on the all-time win list, and that cannot be taken away from him unless somebody else wins more races, which who knows when that will be. So that was all the news that I had for this week. I don't know, Hitmaster, you had any other news or anything?
No, sadly. I said sadly too many times. No, I do not.
Damn. Well, without further ado then, we can preview this weekend's action at Homestead. The track that still should be the season finale is not anymore. But it is going to, I think all three series are racing this weekend. Trucks and Xfinity will be a doubleheader on Saturday. I guess tomorrow. It's coming up on a Friday. And the Cup Series on Sunday. Homestead, kind of a more generic track, but has provided some pretty good racing over the years. So it's going to be interesting to see how the racing acts this weekend. Obviously, a lot of drivers, both in the Xfinity and the Cup Series, are in some pretty dire situations when it comes to the playoff grid. And even for the Truck Series, too, there's going to be a lot of action going on with only now 3 races left to go in the season. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how that rolls, how that works out. So, who do we think is going to win the Truck Series race?
I'm going to go with the granting finger again.
Ooh, interesting. I have to pick Corey Heim because he's Corey Heim. And he's probably going to win the championship.
True.
And then I'm in the Xfinity Series.
I'm going to go with Sammy Smith.
Ooh, dark horse pick. I like it. I like it. I'm going to go Sam Mayer to win. I don't know. Just feel like he's going to pull off some bullshit and advance to the Final Four, just like he did for the second round, or the first round, I guess, for the Xfinity Series, when he stripped the win away from Parker Kligerman. But now, time for Cup predictions.
Okay, well, I guess me and you switched characters. This was your character. Or driver, sorry. And I got this. So we just flopped.
What a
You take a Joe Gibbs. You take a Joe Gibbs driver, I take a frickin' Hendrick driver, aka your driver.
That's right. Well, hopefully that means I'm gonna win.
Does it though?
I would sacrifice a win in our little thingy this week if it means Chase Elliott can win the race. I will. Anyway, that's really all we had this week for the Talking NASCAR podcast. For episode number 100 next week, you're going to have to wait and find out what we got stored. We got a special thing planned. Or really, I guess, a special announcement, I will say. So, and then I'm going to try that other drink, and we're going to recap Homestead, go over what the playoffs look like as we head into another elimination weekend at Martinsville. So as the season starts to really wind down, like I said, only 3 races left to go in the season. So things are it's crunch time, and it's going to be really, really exciting. So that's going to do it, though, for this episode of the Talking NASCAR podcast. If you want to be a guest on the Talking NASCAR podcast, all you got to do is join the Pringleton & Company Discord. Links in the description down below. Request a Talking NASCAR role from either me or Hitmaster, and we will figure out a time to get you on and talk some NASCAR. So that should be really, really good. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. So stay tuned for much more amazing content from both me and Hitmaster. And until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.